Hi, everyone. This is going to go over the 5.5 and the front part of 5.6, and then the entire review um, for the quiz that we'll have on Friday. Hope you're all doing well. So this will be the back page of this worksheet 5.5. So if you remember, we are doing elimination. So what we want to do here is we're taking a look at the equation. It doesn't look like we can cancel, but I think I'm going to get rid of the y's. So I'm going to multiply the entire bottom equation by 2. Top equation is going to stay the exact same. Distribute over. These cancel out when we add them, and I get 8x. And 0 minus 16 is negative 16. Divide both sides by 8. So x equals negative 2. So that's the first part of my answer. The second part of my answer, we're going to take a look. We're going to take that negative 2, that x value, this right here. We're going to plug it into either one. Doesn't matter which one we do. So that's 4 times negative 2, because there was an x there, plus 2y equals 0. That's going to be negative 8 plus 2y is equal to 0. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. Divide by 2. So my answer is negative 2 comma 4. Problem number 6. Looks like if we multiply the entire bottom by a negative, look at that, I just changed the signs, add them together, the x's cancel out, and I get 3y equals 10 minus 16 is negative 6. Divide both sides by 3, so y is equal to negative 2. So that's my second part of my answer. So y value. So then I'm going to take this negative 2, and I'm going to plug it into my y. So I'll plug it into my original. Remember that's 7x minus y equals 16. So I'm going to plug negative 2 in right there. So 7x plus 2y. Notice the sign changed because it was a negative negative. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Divide both sides by 7. So 2 negative 2 is our answer. Taking a look at number 7. I think I'm going to get rid of the y's. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 3. So distribute that over the parentheses. It's going to give me 6x plus 9y is equal to 6. My second equation, I'm not going to change at all. We're going to go ahead and add these together. And that's going to give me 10x. The y's cancel out. Equals 10. Divide both sides by 10. So 10 over 10 is 1. So my x value of my answer is 1. Okay, I'm going to take this x value here. I'm going to plug it into either the x's here or here. I'm going to choose the top one. So there was an x there, but now I'm going to replace it with a 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3y equals 2. Subtract 2 from both sides. So I get 0. 0 divided by 3 is 0. And then this last problem, looks like I'm going to have to multiply both, because I have 2x and 5x, and I have 4y and 7y. So I'm going to multiply, let's get rid of the x's. So I'll multiply the whole top by negative 5, and the whole bottom by 2. So the whole top equation is going to be negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. Negative 5 times 4y is negative 20y equals negative 40, because negative 5 times 8. Then distribute on the bottom, 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times 7y is 14y. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. I'm going to go ahead and add these together. Those cancel, so that's going to give me negative 6y equals negative 54. Divide both sides by negative 6. Negative divided by negative is positive. 6 goes into 54 divided by 6 is going to give me 9. So my y value is going to be 9. So then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to plug it into either the original y's. Doesn't matter which one. I'll pick the top one. There was a y there, but now it's going to be replaced with a 9. 2x, 4 times 9 is 36, equals 8. Subtract 36 from both sides. Those cancel. 8 minus 36 is negative 28. Divide both sides by 2. So y equals negative 14. And then I'm not going to worry about this last problem. just skip it. It's not a big deal. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we got. Let's go to the front side of 5.6. Okay, so we're just going to see if we can work through this a little bit. Problem number 1 says Carlos bought 2 pounds of beef and 3 pounds of chicken, and he paid $42.50. Andrea spent $94.25, and she bought 5 pounds of beef and 6 pounds of chicken. So we have to start going through and think about how we want to work this. I think I'm going to get rid of the C, so I'm going to multiply the whole top equation by -2, distribute that over. So I get -4b minus 6c equals negative, and on a calculator. All right, so -2 times 4250, use a calculator, and you're going to come up with a -85. The bottom equation, we're not going to modify at all. 9425. So go ahead and add these two equations together. So I get 1b, which is the same thing as b. The c's cancel out. Then if I go -85 plus 9425, we're going to get 9.25. So 1 pound of beef is $9.25. So we've answered the first question. Let's go to the second question. I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it into either the b's of the originals. Okay, so I'm going to use the top equation. I'm going to go 2 times 9.25 plus 3c equals 4250. So 9 times 9.25 is, 2 times 9.25 is 1850 plus 3c equals 4250. Subtract 1850 from both sides. Use a calculator. So 4250 minus 1850 is 24. So 3c equals 24. Divide both sides by 3. So c is equal to 8. So chicken is $8 for a pound. Don't worry, you're not going to see these on quiz tomorrow. All right, so let's hold off on 2 and 3 and the rest of this page. Hang on to this page, and we'll do a little bit more of it, focusing on next week. So bring it back next week if you don't mind. So let's take a look at the final exam packet. Okay, or not the final exam, the review for the quiz. All right, so this is a little bit longer than the actual quiz will be, which is fine. So this first problem, I'm going to go ahead and graph this. That has a y-intercept of -4, so 0, -4, which is down here. Then I have a slope of -1. So I'm going to go down 1, right 1, and just keep going. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, and draw yourself a straight line. On the second one, I have a y-intercept of 0, -9, which is down here. And I have a slope of 1/4. So from there, I'm going to go up 1, right 4. Look at that. I can see right where it crosses. So it's going to cross at 4, -8. And there's our answer. Problem number 2, y equals -6. So remember, that's going to be a horizontal line. I'm going to go to -6, and we're going to do that. The nice thing is, we already have part of our answer. We have the y value right away, don't we? All right, so now I'm going to take this 6 and I'm going to plug it into our y right there. Oh, a little challenging on this one. X plus 7 plus 4. All right, let's subtract 4 from both sides. That's going to give me -10 equals -5/7 x plus 7. So remember when we cleared the denominators? Well, I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. So 7 times -10 is -70 equals, those cancel out, and then distribute -5 over the parentheses. Go ahead and add 35 to both sides. So if I add 35 to -70, I'm going to get -35. divide both sides by -5, so it'll be negative over negative, which is 7. Cool. I don't know why I substituted that in. I got the answer to be 7 by substitution. That's fine. Let's graph it as well. So this gives me the point -7, 4. So -7, 4. And a slope of down 5, right 7. I'm going to go down 5, right 7. And look at that. I got the 7, 6, -6 as well. So that worked out. I don't know why I did substitution. It was just kind of fun. I saw it a different way. All right, this one we're going to use the cover method. So 0, blank, blank, 0. So this is a x value. So I get -2y equals 8. Divide both sides by -2, so I get -4. So 0, -4 is down here. And then on this one, this is a y value, so I get just x equals 8. It's right there. And do the best you can trying to draw those lines in. They should all come out to nice answers. This has a y-intercept of -8. And then a slope of -1/2. So I'm going to go down 1, right 2. I'm also going up 1, left 2. Up 1, left 2. Uh-oh. So it looks like our solution to that is coming in at -4, -6. Number 4, we'll do that. Our y-intercept is at 0, 4. Our slope is -2 over 1. So I'm going to go down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. So on and so forth. This is a point 9, 8. So 9, 8 is up here. I have a slope of 5 over 3. So if I go up 5, right 3, I'm off the graph. So how about I go down 5 and left 3? If I go down 5, left 3, there we go. We got them intersecting. It looks like they intersect at 1, 2, 3, 4, -2. Now this is going to be our elimination. So it looks like if I multiply this whole bottom equation by 6, I get 24 minus 6y, 24x minus 6y equals -48. Don't do anything to the top equation. Now we can go ahead and add these together. So that's going to give me 32x. Those cancel. 16 minus 48 is -32. Divide both sides by 32, so I'm going to get -1. There's my first answer. That's an x value. Now we have to find the y value. So I'm going to take this x value, and I'm going to plug it in either here or here on the original. So I'm going to pick the top one. So I get 8 was an x, now it's going to be a -1 plus 6y equals 16. That's -8 plus 6y equals 16. Add 8 to both sides. Divide both sides by 6. So there's my answer. Number 6 is set up pretty nicely. We add them together right now. I'm going to get 3x. The y's cancel out, equals 15. Divide each side by 3. So my x value is 5. So I'm going to take this 5. I'm going to plug it into either the x's, either top or bottom. I'll pick the top one. So 6 times 5 was an x, but now it's going to be 6 times 5. So that's 30 plus 6y is equal to 0. Subtract 30 from both sides. Divide both sides by 6. So 30 divided by, -30 divided by 6 is -5. And there's our solution. Oops, -5. Let's take a look at this next one. I can't add the equations together, but I'm going to try and get rid of x's. I'm going to multiply everything by 2. So that's going to give me 4x plus 2y equals 14. Bottom equation is -4x plus 4y equals 4. We'll go ahead and add them together. The x's cancel out, so I get 6y is equal to 18. Divide both sides by 6. So my y value is 3. Now I have to figure out my x value. So I'm going to take this 3. I'm going to plug it either into here or here. I'm going to pick the top one. So I'm going to get 2x. There was a y there, but now it's going to be a plus 3. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Divide both sides by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, so 2 comma 3. The next problem, boy, what should we get rid of? Let's try and get rid of the x's. So I want x's to be the same value. So I'm going to multiply this whole bottom equation by 5 and the whole top equation by 3, and that's going to give me a 15x distributed all the way across. So 15x minus 12y equals 3 times 20, negative 27, which gives me negative 81. And then on the bottom, distribute. So I'm going to get negative 15x minus 45y equals 5 times 18. So that's going to give me negative 90. Add these together, the x's are gone. That's going to give me negative 57y. And then negative 81 added to negative 90 is 171. Divide both sides by negative 57. So 171 divided by negative 57 is going to give me negative 3. All right, so we get negative 3. That's a tougher one. All right, I'm going to take this 3. I'm going to plug it either into the top or here. So I'll pick the top one. So I get 5x minus 4. There was a y there. Now it's going to be a negative 3 equals negative 27. So 5x plus 12 equals negative 27. Subtract 12. Those cancel. Let's see. Am I doing that math right? Plus 1 minus 12 minus 27. Yeah, so I'm going to get negative 27 added to negative 12. So that's negative 30 or 39. Negative 39. Divide by 5. Ooh, this is an ugly one. So negative 39 fifths. Maybe I made a mistake. Double check, see if I made a mistake. I might not have. It's possible that I did. All right, solve the system by graphing. So I have a y-intercept at 0, negative 9, which is down here. And then I have a slope of negative 2 over 1. So if I go down 2, right 1, I'm going to go off. So I'm going to go up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. So there's our graph right there. In our bottom equation, we have a y-intercept of 6, which is up here. And I have a slope of negative 1 over 8. So if I go down 1, right 8, ooh. All right, let's see if we can generate this line a little bit better. Straight up. So it looks like it's eventually going to cross up there, which appears to be negative 9 comma 7. That's a tough one. I don't think we're going to have one quite that complex. Number 10, you have parentheses, so it gives us a point. So negative 2, negative 7. And we have a slope of 3 over 1. So I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3, right 1. 1, 2, 3, right 1. 1, 2, 3, right 1. Then the other equation, I have a y-intercept of 0, 8. It's right there. My slope is negative 3 over 2. So down 3, right 2. And I think that's about our answer. So our answer appears to be a nice straight line, 2 comma 5. Number 11, we're going to go 0 comma blank, blank comma 0. So that's an x value. So I get 0, negative 7, which is down here. That is a y value, so I'm going to get negative 7 here. So negative 7 is back here. Go ahead and connect the dots. And this one has a point because there's parentheses of negative 1, 4. Negative 1, 4. It's right up there. My slope is going to be negative 6 over 1. So I'm going to go down 6, 4, 5, 6, right 1. Down 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right 1. Ooh, look at that. That looks to be a solution of maybe 1, -8. If we had drawn that in. All right, I'm using my cover method here because it's in standard form. That's an x value, so y equals -8, 0, -8, down here. This is a y value, so I get 2x equals -8, divide both sides by 2. So I get -4, 0, which is right there. Connect the dots to each other. All right, my y-intercept here on this other equation is going to be 0, -1. And then I have a slope of -3/5. I'm going to go down 3. Down 1, 2, 3. Right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm also going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Left 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So this one appears to cross at -6, 2 for a solution. All right, we're going to solve these by the elimination process. So it looks like if I multiply the whole bottom by -2, watch what's going to happen. 8x minus 2y equals -10 stays the same. The bottom equation is going to be 4x plus 2y equals 10. If we add these together, I'm going to get 12x. Those cancel and those cancel, so 12x equals 0, so x has to equal 0. Okay, so I'm going to take this x value, which is 0, I'm going to plug it into either one. Maybe I'll plug it in right there. So I'm going to get 8 times 0 minus 2y equals -10. So that's 0 minus 2y equals -10. -2y equals -10. Divide both sides by -2. So it looks like I'm going to get 5/2, or 2.5 if you used a calculator. Next problem, let's see. Let's get rid of the x's. So I'm going to multiply one of the equations by a negative, one of them by a positive. So I'm going to get -6x plus 30y equals 0 because -3 times 0 is 0. And then distribute that. So that's going to give me 6x minus 12y is equal to -18. Go ahead and add them together. Those are going to cancel each other out. And that's going to give me 18y equals -18. Divide both sides by 18. By 18. So that's going to give me -1. That's my y value. All right, so my y value I'm going to replace with -1, either there or there. I'll pick the top one. -10 times -1 is +10. Subtract 10 from both sides. Divide by 2, so that's going to give me a -5. All right, number 15, let's see. We have to choose either x or y to get rid of. Let's get rid of the y's. So I'm going to multiply that by a negative and that by a positive. So that's going to give me -30x minus 12y equals 3 times 24. That's -72. And then distribute here. That's going to give me 24x plus 12y equals 48. If we add those together, the y's go away, so I'm going to get -6x because -30x plus 24x. And -72 added to 48 is -24. Divide both sides by -6, so that's going to give me 4 for an answer for the x. Then I'm going to take this 4, I'm going to plug it either here or here. I'm going to pick the bottom one, so 6x plus 3 times y, but y is now going to be a 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract 12 from both sides, so I get 0. Divide each side by 6, so I get 0. 4 comma, or, oops, you know what I did? I plugged it in for y, I was supposed to plug in for x. I made a mistake, my friends. That is an x value, so I'm going to plug it into this x. So I'm going to get 10 times 4 plus 4y equals 24. So that's 40 plus 4y equals 24. Subtract 40 from both sides, so I'm going to get negative 16. Divide both sides by 4. There we go. There's our answer. Sorry about that mistake. Number 16, I'm going to get rid of the y's. I'm going to multiply the whole top equation by 3. So that's 6x plus 3y equals 3. Bottom equation is going to be 4 minus 3y equals 17. Let's add those together. Those cancel. So I get 10x equals 20. Divide both sides by 10. X is equal to 2. I'm going to take that x value and make sure I don't make the mistake again. I'll plug it into either of those x's. I'll pick the top one. So 2 times 2 plus y equals 1. That's 4 plus y equals 1. Subtract 4 from both sides. So I get negative 3. There's my answer. And that's the review. So we do have a test or a quiz on Friday. It won't be quite as long as this review, but hopefully this helped you. Have a nice day, everybody.